Alright, so just going to shoot a little flight video here with the Blade Fusion 360. Had this helicopter for probably about 2 or 3 weeks now. It's got about 24 flights on it. I'm super happy with the way it flies. I've got the telemetry wire hooked up from the port in the back and ran around to the front and tagged into the cables.
Flight pack, no data.
So it's saying no data right now because we don't have a battery connected. I've got my timer switch set up on this roller on the back, so we're just going to reset it. So we got our timer back up there. It's going to add a little Velcro right there to keep the battery in place, so that doesn't move around while we're out there rocking and rolling.
Flight pack, no data.
Try to give you a little first-person view here from flying. Get our battery pack strapped in. So here, connecting up, we should get a voltage now.
Flight pack, 25.6 volts.
So 25.6 volts on a fresh battery. I usually fly it down to about 20.5 or 21, depending on how the battery is feeling and how hot it is outside. So I'm just gonna set it up over here. Get our lanyard clipped. So once again, Blade Fusion.
25.6 volts.
Blade Fusion 360. We'll
Normal mode.
turn hold off. Really impressed with this helicopter, how well it holds. I mean, you can see here just how stable it is.
Flight pack, 25.0 volts.
That's mostly me on the sticks.
Flight pack, 24.7 volts.
Do have somebody walking a dog over here, and I definitely don't want to fly over them. Just want to keep an eye on where they're at.
Flight pack, 24.3 volts.
I'm gonna pull her back in for a closer view.
Flight pack, 24.4 volts.
And look at the stability there. How level this helicopter remains. Just throw in some rudder, I mean, it just spins. Pull the stick down a little bit there.
Flight pack, 24.3 volts.
How stable that helicopter is.
Flight pack, 24.0 volts.
So great flight time on this thing. I'm getting about 7.5 minutes now. I'm not flying any like real hardcore 3D or anything like that. I'm actually in normal flight mode. Still quite responsive.
Flight pack 23.
Again, I do have somebody out walking a dog, so I definitely don't want to be flying over them in any way.
Flight pack 20.5 volts. Flight pack 20.5 volts.
So I've got the alarm set at 21. As soon as it hits 21 volts, I get a notification. And you'll notice if I put it into a harder core maneuver, I'll get a notification almost immediately.
Flight pack 23.2 volts. Flight pack 20.5 volts.
So 23.5 is what it's cruising at, but when I put it into like a hard maneuver, it's dropping to 20.5. So it kind of shows you some of the variance there with the LiPo battery and the difference between just hovering. So it's hovering right now at like 23.5. Now watch, like I said, I'll put it into a 360.
Flight pack 22.5 volts. Flight pack 20.5 volts.
So it dipped down to 20.5 during the 360, and then of course bounced right back up. You know, and that's where if you're driving your cells low and then you're doing a maneuver like that, you're cooking them down below 3 volts is what you want to avoid.
Flight pack 20.5 volts.
Really fast helicopter.
20.4 volts.
This thing will really cook. I mean,
5 volts.
if you can get that angle right, this thing will definitely put on some serious speed.
4 volts.
Look at that stability. And that's with a pretty low battery. Fairly low battery, and it's still just nailed in one spot.
5 volts.
I mean, what a great flight quality.
4 volts. Flight
I'm not going to push it too hard. We're going to bring it in for a landing.
Flight pack 20.5 volts. Flight pack 20.5 volts. Flight pack 20.4 volts. Flight pack 20.5 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 volts.
So there it is. Now that it's sitting on the ground, the flight pack is bouncing back up above 20.5, and now I'm not getting the below 21 volt notification.
23.4 volts.
So now it's bounced all the way back up to 23.3. So we got about 6.5 minutes of flight time out of it there. Pretty good for this battery. I mean, this is an average battery, nothing spectacular, certainly not anything like high output. So there it is, Blade Fusion 360. Super happy with it. Flies great. I definitely look forward to being able to fly it a little more aggressively. I've only got about 130 collective pitch flights on a helicopter this size, so we'll shoot some more videos in the future pushing this thing a little harder, and we'll see you later.